Hello and welcome to Flippin Through, the internet's #1 Mad Magazine news, review, and interview channel. And today we're flipping through Mad Magazine number 214, released April 1980. Our price 75 cents, which is indeed cheap. But before we do that, please let me remind you to hit like, hit subscribe, and leave a comment down below. That's the best way to get this channel to grow. Let me tell you, the strangest thing happened. 2 videos ago, my first video, to skyrocket. It hit, I don't know, the algorithm or something. I don't know what to explain it by. Over 1,000 views. This last video, oh, that one hurt. How the fuck does YouTube work? That's the question. Anyway, hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment down below. That helps the algorithm. That helps get more people watching these videos. And if you like Mad like me, you want more people to see these videos. If you want to support me in another way, patreon.com/flippinthrough. Link is in the description. You know, if you think this is worth anything more than a like, subscribe, and a comment, you can go there and I'll give you stuff. These are the people that I can thank for their support right now. Jacqueline Gosling, Reflection of Perfection. Frank Snyder. Wait a second. I was looking at the wrong one. Misimo, David Strickler, Megan McRae, Shane Buckley, Bobby Weigel, Cam Hayden, Rob Wilson, Rod Mead Sperry, Andrew Goldfarb, Casey Ori, and Little Cozy Nostril. Thank you guys so much for the support. I hope I can keep on earning it. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get into... shit. Boy. It's been a while since I've goofed that one up. Golly. Yeah, what are you going to do? I look like a schlub. I apologize. Too busy to even run a brush through my hair. Pathetic. Here we have Mad Magazine number 214. One of my... I don't know. It's not one of my favorites, but this is what I like about it. I love this type of issue. I love it when they stop doing what they normally do and they do something like this, all text. Big thing of text. The one last week, it was that Avis button, giant, we don't try very hard. This issue, don't buy this don't buy this issue. There's the one that just says sex really big. There's the one that says... There's a few of them. I can't remember what all of them say, but I like it when they break from their normal style and do stuff like this. And here's a great Alfred E. Neuman sticking his tongue out. For sale, this is when they were still doing the gag built into the barcode. And I feel like they were the first ones to do it because they did it immediately. Now there's all sorts of like cute little barcodes, and I'm sure companies have done that for a long time. But down here, unused speed lines, artist retiring. There we go. Oh, I get it. For sale, unused speed lines, artist retiring. Now that makes more sense. Here we have, oh no, I'm not going to the ad alert. This is a house ad, right? It's a real advertisement right there at the top. And it's the Mad board game. I've run into a ton of these ads recently, and I'm so happy. I love it. This game rules. It's a lot of fun to play. Slight diminishing returns, but it's a fun game to play. Kids especially get a kick out of it. Well, because it's totally subverts what you are expected to do with a game. Here we have one of my favorites, the suicide subscription ad. Why kill yourself just because you missed the last issue at the newsstand? Subscribe to Mad and have it mailed to your home. This is what I was thinking. I got to write this down. I have to have a post-it note where I can keep track of all the different suicide subscription ads, because that would be a fun video, maybe. I don't know. These letters, I don't know, they all kind of stink. I do like this. I didn't notice this at first. It's like a Monty Python-esque fish. with Alfred E. Neuman's face on it. Mad about the buoy. Is that a saying? Is that like some type of nautical phrase that I'm unfamiliar with? Here we have the Calamityville horror of the world famous movie, horror movie, the Amityville horror. A movie that was so good they remade it. um, I don't. This is one of those classics that so many people have seen. If and I've never seen it, never once in my life. There's another movie that I've never seen in my life, and I'm going to get to that in a little bit. But I'm sorry, just saw it for the very first time, and it might surprise you. Here we have one fine day downtown while watching a double feature. Incredible, amazing, absolutely remarkable. Oh, what's the big deal? You know this stuff only happens in the movies. Look at that. You used to buy wieners at the movies. And then when I was a kid, no wieners at the movies. And now, wieners at the movies again. It's kind of fun. Kind of comes full circle. You can also get booze at the movie theater, which I think is strange. Here we go. The Concorde, Air Plot 79. There was a series of movies you might not be familiar with. I wasn't. There's a series of movies. I guess it was at the time like Fast and the Furious, or I don't know, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But there were all these movies. It was Airport, and then Airport 77, and Airport something or other. A series of movies where disasters happen in an airplane, at an airport. I don't know. I've never seen any of them. But these movies, I think Airport specifically, were the inspiration for the movie Airplane. And I watched Airplane just a few weeks ago for the very first time. Kyle, Bridget, and we watched it and commentated a little bit, discussed it, talked about the history of that and the actors and all of that on the latest episode of Potter ZB podcast. I highly recommend it. It should be up on Tuesday. But in the meantime, we have a great podcast with all about Dick Culpa called Mea Culpa. So check that one out. Dick Culpa being the publisher, the final publisher of Cracked magazine. Anyway, I didn't read this. This looks like it could be Airplane. Like, how do you lampoon a movie that has basically been lampooned already? Here we have one fine day downtown while passing a construction site. I actually chuckled at this one. He sits his face in. The hole gets quonged right in the kisser. And then you have this guy, Phone Bone, presumably, stamping another victim. So that's 6 people, dude. 6 people that he has taken out. One of the most successful magazines to come along in recent years is People Weekly magazine. The main problem with it, though, as Mad sees it, is that it limits itself mainly to show business and entertainment folks with just a smattering of the arts and politics. We at MAD feel that many other important groups in this country are being totally ignored, which is why we suggest they also publish People Weekly magazines for other specialized groups. It's beautiful. Am I using the warm light or the cool light? I can't tell. So this is, who is this? I almost said Dick Culpa, and then I'm like struggling. Here we go. Jack Rickert, not Rick Culpa. Here's Crime People. 12 cunning floral arrangements for Truman Capote's next visit to your cell. Oh, I'm just here to visit. Oh, hello. May I write a novel about your horrific crime? that was my off the cuff Truman Capote impression. Please leave a comment. Tell me how I did. Next year's fashion forecast for the discriminating mafiosa: gray flannel, Gucci, and Portland cement. An exciting preview of the great new fall line of judges and police chiefs. Think before you buy. These illustrations are super fun. Jack Rickard is great. I will say this, in the comments, I made a claim that Bob Clark draws the best babes. And I should look it up. All right, I've looked it up. It's none other than Patreon supporter Rod Mead Sperry. He said, great episode. You say Clark drew the best babes. He quotes me. That is an accurate quote. I get it, but would give that dubious achievement, to Rickard. And to which I replied, I might have to do a Clark Rickard showdown. Now here this is a Rickard babe, okay? Now this is the problem I have with Rickard, is that Rickard, his babes are too exaggerated, all right? They got the hips, they have like the giant lips and the eyes. They would do great on Instagram right now. But that's not my babe. That's not my kind of babe. And I know it's like alluring, and you lecherous folks in the audience, you love it, but I don't know. It's just not for me. I think that it's one of those things that you can't actually debate. You can't debate because everybody's answers for who draws the best babes, they are their own answers, and they're all valid. So, I don't know. I think I just did the video. I think I just did the showdown. And I think I came to the conclusion that just all babes are equal. Anyway, skipping the lighter side of. Sorry. Golly, I look like this is never going to happen again, you guys. This is horrible. This is something I was talking about not too long ago, and those are the MAD medals. So why restrict the awarding of medals to the military? After all, civilians perform heroic acts while fighting life's daily battles as well. Let's recognize them with this issue's proposed MAD medals. What I absolutely love about the MAD medals is that you have, I don't know, they look like there's relief. They look like there's 3 dimensions to them. He captures the look of the medal really well, and I don't know how he does it. I don't understand light and all of that well enough to really get it, but I love it. I absolutely love it. Even these look like the ribbons. They look freaking incredible. I really do like those as well. Here's the bankroll medal. For bravely undergoing years of basic training in classic theater in order to turn out convincingly persuasive and highly profitable TV commercials. Here's the Awkward Oscar Award for gallantly awakening and stunning a captive audience by making an inflammatory political acceptance speech at a televised Academy Awards ceremony. Boy, the more things change, the more they stay the same. People are still doing that all these years later. The Rings of the Latter medal, which is, actually, you know what? I'm going to go down to this one. The Mystery Guest Citation. For not having worked at acting in 15 years, yet still, oh, this is all actors. Okay, I missed that. I forgot to read part of the title. For not having worked at acting in 15 years, yet still be able to maintain an ostentatious Beverly Hills mansion and lifestyle by going on talk shows and boring us with tales of an ostentatious Beverly Hills mansion and lifestyle. Oh, look at Holier Than Thou medal. I wish I had the time to spend on all of these. Now here we go. Here we have The Jogger with apologies to Edgar Allan Poe. Artist Jack Davis, writer Frank Jacobs. Um, Now this is great. Look at it. I mean, Jack Davis rules. Frank Jacobs, the poet laureate of Mad magazine. Once upon a morning dreary, half awake and eyesight bleary, while I fetched the Daily Herald lying there outside my door. As I stood there, stretching, yawning, wondering what the day was spawning, came a figure through the dawning, fiercely running as to war. Who is this? I asked myself. Who runs as if he's off to war? Just a loony, nothing more. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful poem, all about the jogger. Now, I couldn't help but think about, I looked this up. It comes much later. This is what this issue is, 1980. Well, a mere 6 years later, we have Frank Jacobs picking up his pen to lampoon the Raven yet again. You will remember it. I wish I had a photo of it. The Reagan, written by Frank Jacobs, drawn by the fantastically talented political cartoonist Jerry Gersten, who is an amazing artist. Just beautiful, beautiful artwork on that one. But likewise here, very, very beautiful artwork. I could see his croquettes clearly, and his perspiration nearly soaked right through the cotton sweatshirt and the running shorts he wore. Shorter breaths he now was taking, and from grunts that he was making, I felt sure he must be aching from the labors of his chore. Does your body ache, I asked, each time that you perform this chore? Quoth the jogger, every pore. It's pretty awesome. Pretty great. Pick this issue up. Hi, I'm John Revolta, superstar, and the reason I'm conducting one of these stupid mad interviews is to tap another facet of my amazing talent. I'm here to interview Mr. Clone Ghoul, who has recently been chosen as Mad's Necromania Agent of the Year. Isn't that where they like... I'm thinking of necrophilia. That's what I'm thinking of. What is necromania? Just being bonkers, being cuckoo for corpses. That's what necromania is. It's being cuckoo for corpses. This is Harry North Esquire. I don't even need to look to... I'm going to double check, but I'm almost 100% certain. Yeah, Harry North Esquire, writer Lou Silverstone. This Agent of the Year, it's sort of like, I wonder what came first, the Mads something or other of the year, or Nanny Dickering in Cracked Magazine interviewing people. But it's the same thing every time, where usually it's almost different. It's usually different every single time. There's one I read recently, which was instead of Mike Wallace, Michael Malice. Here we have one Saturday afternoon downtown. Hi, Herb. This is Frank. Listen, can you come over this afternoon and help my sister move? What, again? That's the second time this month. Can't help it, Herb. She doesn't like where she is. Well, okay, but this is the last time. No, what's funny is that she looks perfectly healthy, except that she's a giant. That's all. Here we have still more yellow pages through history. I'm gonna pass on by here. You hit pause, zoom in if you want to check those out. Mad Laws. I don't know, they're fine. Paul Coker, I love his artwork. What's funniest about these is, I mean, like, some of them don't age well because culturally things just don't exist anymore. Like this, the singles law: no matter when you arrive at a party, the best looking girls have been taken. But I mean, I don't know, when I was a young man, like, we didn't go to parties to meet girls. Like, when I went to a party, I knew all the girls. I knew all the girls and I knew all the boys. They were all my friends. Those are the parties I went to. So I don't know. Maybe I just was invited to the wrong parties. Maybe that was it. Okay. That's always a possibility. Um, but some of them are evergreen, you would say. Um, in particular, the restaurant constant. The desire for a certain dish on the menu is in direct proportion to the probability that they'll be out of it. Here we have Mad's Academy Awards for day. It must have been award season. That's why we're getting all of these things making fun of whatchamacallit, actors and movies. Here we have George Woodbridge, which is like, I don't know. I love George Woodbridge. I think he's great. I don't know. Gun to my head, I don't know if George Woodbridge makes my top 10. Maybe of an era, not all time for Mad artists, though. He's great, but there's some stiff competition. All right, here we go. This I really wanted to get to for a couple reasons. One, old comics. Two, it's funny. This is like looks like something Max Brandel would have come up with, but he didn't. This is Henry Clark is the guy who came up with it. Not related to the artist of this one, which is Bob Clark. Wait, what did Henry Clark do? I wonder what else he's done. I'll look that up in a moment. But ever notice, oh yeah, Bob Clark, old cartoons, and just kind of a funny concept. Ever notice how comic strip characters are just like real people in that when they curse, it's always in the same old tiresome way, which in their case is something like this. That's because they all use the old standard stereotype comic strip cursing symbols to blow off steam. And yet there are thousands of other symbols, courtesy of at, pound sign, dollar sign, percentage symbol, cents, ampersand, exclamation mark, Madison Avenue. Oh, fuck. Oh, I'm so dumb. Oh, I'm so stupid sometimes. They were swearing. It was meant to read, courtesy of Flippin Madison Avenue, which could be used more appropriately in given situations. We'll show you what we mean and probably inspire you to do some creative cursing of your own when you finish the article, as Mad has a few familiar faces deliver comic strip cursing symbols to match a given situation. All right, before we go into this, I did look up a little bit about Henry Clark. Henry Clark had a fair amount of things from like 79 to 81 in Mad Magazine. Then he stopped from 81. Didn't have anything until 1992, then 95, then he was done. Anyway, I always think it's interesting when people stop contributing to Mad. Or did they stop contributing, or did they just keep getting things rejected? And they were like, well, okay, what's the point? Anyway, as a moviegoer, look at there's Paramount, MGM, I don't know, Telemundo? What the hell is that? What, Columbia? Warner? As a TV viewer. I don't know what that is. As a motorist, look at his Batman getting filled up. There's Sunoco, Shell. Who has the Pegasus? There's Exxon. What is that one? Anyway, as a pedestrian, Chevy, Volkswagen, Chrysler, and Cadillac. And Snoopy. No, Snoopy in that one. Here's the thing is that Matt has done this a bunch with having artists like recreate classic comic characters, comic strip characters. I have to say, you know, the best one was like, I think Wally Wood or Will Elder were probably the best at imitating comic strip art styles. Bob Clark, as much as I love him, not as good. They just look not quite right. Like when people draw Mickey Mouse. Like, I mean, like, look at that. That's identifiable as Archie. There's High and Lois. There's, I don't know, some pervert. Here's Beetle Bailey. But they just don't look quite right. And here we have the third movie TV parody of the issue, which is probably one of those shows that's totally forgotten. It's about, I don't know, a white guy coaching black kids. You know, same old story. Here we have the fold-in, which of course, Oh no, this one is folded, so I can fold it. What scary new form of fallout has technology foisted on us lately? You ready? Falling plane parts. What the heck? What is this? We just had a Boeing lose a door. Mad Magazine predicting the future while commenting on the present. Here we have a nice little drawing by Al Jaffee. There we go. You guys remember, pretty please, hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment down below. That's the best way to support this channel. Check out my Patreon. Check out my podcast, Potter's EB Podcast. And hey, thank you so much for watching. Toodaloo.